Ready, rock and roll? All right, first off, congratulate the Hoosiers women's basketball team on a big win last night. Coach Morin making it to the Sweet 16. Wishing them best of luck Friday against South Carolina. To be the best, you got to beat the best. But I thought it was a great game to watch. I went. Glad I did. Indiana's down 7 in the second half, didn't flinch. Just played their game, whittled away, took control. And when the game was on the line, they played with a lot of poise, and the other team kind of made the mistakes that cost you a game. And it's a real credit to Coach and what she's built and kind of their team attitude and their resiliency. But they're a gritty team, and they were fun to watch. So today was our first padded practice. And once we went to the team periods, I thought there was good energy and competition. I think we probably took a little step forward, although when we put the tape on, we'll see enough mistakes to cost you every game you're going to play. But, that's where we are in our first spring, day 3, and we're throwing a lot at these guys. So with that, I'll take questions.
Mike is on your left, and Matt.
Yeah, the first thing I know is how much do you kind of tweak the practice plan as you kind of go in spring, and has anything that stood out notable, good or bad?
Yeah. Well, we hit all the situations. 1 and 2 are pretty much the same. Tomorrow we'll work third and medium. We'll work all third down. The day after that, go to high red, low red, 2 minute, 1 minute, get the ball back, 2 minute, score zone. So we hit all the situations. And the rep count can change depending on the injury report. You know what I mean? So we want to get the team through spring so we can get the reps, so we can improve, so we can put our offense, defense, special teams in, and guys can develop and get better. And we can assess who the players are, how best to utilize them, possibly utilize them, and what the needs are coming out of spring practice.
Matt, on your right, Sam.
Hey, Coach. Tight end, you obviously brought in Zach, guy you know about, productive.
Yep.
After that, it's kind of a lot of unknowns. What have you seen from that position? I know it's only 3 days in, but
Yeah.
do you feel like there's enough guys there where you can build the depth that you need behind him?
Well, I mean, I think it's too early to make an assessment on a lot of guys that we don't have a history with, and see how they develop through spring ball. We've got guys on the roster that have played and made some plays, and are experienced, smart guys, and great team guys too. So, we'll just see how the position develops.
Sam and then Mason. Coach, spring practice is an opportunity for a lot of walk-on guys and with transfer portal. Who do you see taking advantage of that opportunity so far to catch coaches' eyes?
Yeah. Well, I commend everybody on their effort up to this point. I think the whole team's trying really hard. And a lot of guys, like you said, are getting opportunities right now, whether it's because of roster numbers or injuries. And, we want to work 3 groups so that there's a lot of reps out there for guys. And, I've watched the first 2 practices on tape. I haven't watched this one. I'm not disappointed in anybody. Let me put it that way. And probably be unfair for me to single out one guy that's really jumped out.
Mason and Seth.
Yeah, I wanted to ask kind of about this being an install-heavy period of the spring. You've mentioned that in the past, and then kind of just going off the point where you're talking about wanting to keep the team healthy. How much time do you spend in 11-on-11 at this point versus just 11-on-11, just kind of installing, getting comfort with the offense?
Well, I mean, you install in the meetings, and you take it out on the field, and you do a walkthrough. There's a progression to it. And you do team run and 7-on-7 and blitz and team, the 11-on. So, I mean, we're gonna bang. It's a contact sport, right? And but we do everything we can to monitor the rep count to keep guys healthy and try to emphasize practice in the correct way. There's a lot of times when a guy gets injured, and if it's not a non-contact injury, to a knee or something, it's because somebody didn't quite do something right. You know what I mean? So we got to make progress. We got a long way to go. I did like the energy at the end of practice. And we'll get a little better every day.
Seth and Jack.
You talked about this a little last week with Kalon, but just coming in and obviously you're still, a few practices in only, and your guys are still getting used to how you run things. How important has it been to have all the guys you brought with you in the portal from JMU to kind of, establish and everything with their teammates and know?
Yeah, well, football's football. You get what you demand. And we got a lot of smart guys on this team that really want to be good and they're willing to pay the price. And what we're asking them to do in terms of effort and how we practice is not rocket science. These guys want to be good, okay, and I'm pleased with their effort up to this point. So I know what the JMU guys can do. Is there a little bit of an unknown of how they'll compete, in this setting? Some, but I got a pretty good idea already, to be honest with you. And so we're just looking to get it all in schematically, really. And for the Indiana guys, the guys from Troy, the guys from ODU, the guys from Texas Tech, Wake Forest, North Carolina, it's all new. So there's an adjustment period, right? They're thinking a lot. But last half of spring, you'll see improvement in execution, and then you'll see a big jump in fall camp.
Jack and Zahn.
Yeah, I noticed Jacob Mangum for ours listed as a defensive lineman and he played linebacker
Yeah.
this season. What kind of went into that decision? What do you see as a role?
Well, we don't run the same defense they ran last year. We are a 4-down base. Our weak side defensive end's called a stud. He's about 70% end, 30% backer. We bulked him up just a hair. We thought he had a skill set where he could be good at that position. That guy's been an all-conference player for us about every year and been All-American a couple times. And he's picked it up well and pleased with his progress.
Zahn and Pete.
Coach, you talked about in the past just needing some more maybe help in the secondary. Just as of right now, how do you work with the guys you have and help them get more experience now?
Well, we work with everybody the same way. We have standards and expectations, and we're not going to compromise and lower our standards, right? But the guys are doing everything they can to be the best they can be and improve right now. So, and I expect us to keep getting better. And, you go into spring sometimes thinking one thing and you come out thinking something different. Because, the tape doesn't lie. And, at the end of spring, we'll see where we're at.
Pete, and then we'll wrap with Mike.
Coach, just your thoughts on the offensive line again. I know it's early, but how are you seeing that develop?
I mean, I think that we're thin, first of all. We've been working 8 guys quite a bit, and then we've got a few others getting reps. We'll get 1 or 2 back hopefully here in the next couple of days. But, I think they're working well together. There's a lot of experience there. Coach Bostad does a good job with those guys. And obviously there's room for improvement like in any other group at this point. But I think it's got the potential to be, one of the strengths of our football team if it develops like I think it will.
Mike, last one.
Yeah, Kel Camara from JMU, his development, made a big leap last year. Was that because he was coming off an injury the year before?
Yeah, he stayed healthy.
Yeah.
This is a guy, the COVID spring, remember when FCS didn't play in the fall and played in the spring? Well, he started as a true freshman for a team that went to the semifinals and with 2 shoulders that needed operated on postseason. And it's all been about staying healthy with him. He's got a lot of ability. He's a good football player.
Will it take some adjustment to kind of not have Jalen Green opposite him? I mean, he is pretty talented kind of duo.
Well, Jalen was a 1-year starter, that replaced a guy that was all conference and second in voting for player of the year in the conference on defense, who replaced an All-American. So, they're used to having good players on the other side.